This is Roster Castellato interviewing Celia Kaye at the March 2024 Burbank Hollywood Show. So now, what was it like working on the Loretta Young Show?
Oh my goodness, you have quite a memory.
Thank you.
That was the first thing out of the Pasadena Playhouse, where it was a theater arts school, that I had only done stage work. And I got that part very quickly because I replaced a person they had gotten not hired. And I'd never seen a camera, I'd never seen any lights. And here comes this giant, beautiful movie star with her voice and walking in. And I'm going, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to be next to this iconic, beautiful woman? But she was so gracious, and I watched and learned, and I remember quite an experience. It was overwhelming.
Yeah, very nice. What was the first film that you appeared in?
The first film I did was the book called Island of the Blue Dolphins, and that was at Universal, and they wanted someone. I have a little bit of American Indian in my background, in my mother's side. So I had long dark hair, and I had been a dancer, so I was able to run and climb the rocks and do the physical and the swimming, all the physical things they needed with the bows and arrows, and comfortable around the animals, and I got the part starring in that movie, having never done a film but only done the TV shows with her, so it was quite an experience, yeah.
Oh, and I think the dog was around you a lot, right?
Yes, the dogs and the birds, and there weren't any dolphins. I guess they had dolphins in the picture, but we never saw any. But it was filmed up above San Francisco in the Walla area, and it was cold, and here I get a burlap sack to wear, but being your first movie, you just say yes to everything. You feel like I got a job, I better do what they say. And I remember one day the SPCA was there, and they were taking the temperature of the water, and the guy said, oh, it's too cold, we can't put the dog in the water today. And I heard the director say to the cameraman, well, then we'll film Celia's scene in the water. And I thought, wait a minute, it's too cold for the dog and you're sending me in the ocean? But I didn't know you could say no. And so I went, yes, and I nearly froze.
Yes.
I remember that.
That's good call. Very nice. Do you have a particularly memorable moment from when you were working on the film Big Wednesday?
Oh my, that was a wonderful, wonderful film. Well, at the time, I was married to the writer and director of it, John Milius.
Right.
So I was there through all the filming of it with all the top surfers from Australia and Jerry Lopez from Hawaii and all the wonderful actors that were in it. It was an amazing thing to watch because of the beauty and the filming and the wonderfulness of the surfing and the story. I only did the one little scene in the wedding because John had said to me, in the wedding, the surfers are messing around with the guy's ring and making trouble. He said, there's that look you give me when I do something wrong or not doing something right. He said, I want that look in the scene. You don't have to say anything, but I want that look where you give like, you've done something wrong and here's the look. So that's what I gave in the scene. That's all I did was give a dirty look of, hey, you better behave yourself.
Hey, cool. And what inspired you to become an actress?
That's a good question. Not much, really. I was headed somewhere else, but I had gone in the summer to the Pasadena Playhouse when it was a serious college of theater arts, and not anymore, but it was a school where a lot of stars had come out of, and they offered me a scholarship for the full term. And I lived in Wilmington, Delaware at the time, and was going to go to the University of Delaware, and they offered me that, and my mom said, oh, you should take that, you can always go back to the university. And I thought, so then I got a scholarship for the second year, and then you're here, and then I moved to Hollywood. I mean, suddenly you're in it, and you're in it. And I don't know if it's inspiration or just good luck at the moment.
Oh,
I don't know.
nice. Do you have a good Bruce Lee story from when you were working on the Green Hornet?
You know, I hardly remember that. I've heard more experiences from people who've come to visit here at the convention about things they know about Green Hornet that I didn't even know. I did that when I was under contract at Universal, so they would say, oh, you're doing this next week, you're doing that. But I remember it was a good experience, except I didn't get to meet Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
he wasn't in that show, and I was very disappointed. I thought, I want to meet Bruce Lee, and here I finally get a show. No, he's not in this segment. And I'm going, oh, okay.
What was the first television show that you appeared on?
It was one of the westerns out of Universal. They got it might have been a Wagon Train, or I did in the 60s, they did all those early westerns with horses and all of that. I think it was one of those, like Wagon. I'm not sure.
Oh, what was it like working on that?
I remember they would ask you in those days, oh, are you comfortable around a horse? Well, I came out from Wilmington, Delaware. I rode bicycles, not horses. So I had gone and took some riding lessons, because in those days you had to say, yes, I can do a western, I'm comfortable on a horse. So that I remember, trying to be comfortable on a horse.
Well, thank you for allowing me to interview you.
Oh, I appreciate it. I had fun. Thank you for doing it.
My pleasure. Well, there you have it. That was Wells Fargo interviewing Celia Kaye.